What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what is going on. And yes, do we need to know what is going on? Because Bitcoin's price is still going down. We touched 80. What was our low today? We were actually at 80,000 if you look at the charts today. But yeah, 80,760 at 7:30 Eastern time this morning. When I saw that, I was like, oh, whoa, we are having another dip going on. So it's like, where are we in the markets? Like, is this another just shakeout? Because like, if you like, we always say, when in doubt, zoom out. It's like, let's go to this is the 24-hour day chart. Here is the 1 week chart. It's like still going. Then you look at the month chart, and then when you go to the year chart, it's like okay, so we're coming up to this location, so it doesn't look too bad, but we're still down. But I think when we look at the all-time chart, like this is the one like you got to zoom out to. Because again, like we're seeing, like, I don't know, could there still be another recovery, or is this the bear market right now and we won't see another rise until another catalyst comes, or we wait until the 2028 Bitcoin halving event to happen again? But like when we look at here, like, so let's take a look at the all-time highs from when the cycle actually did begin. So we hit the low in 2023 around $26,000, and then that shot us up to the new all-time high of 76, or yeah, 71, 74. What was that all-time high? Looks like it was like 71,000. I thought it was 74. But like that was in April, like right before, like we had news on ETFs coming out. So that caused this little spike for the catalyst. And then that was a new all-time high. We didn't even hit the Bitcoin halving. Then we did have the halving event, and we had a little bit of a downwards dip going back down to 57. Then it spiked back up to our new all-time highs of 102, but this was during the election time. So we had a pro-crypto president coming in, and yeah, that was a big catalyst moment too. So that took us down to up to 100, like in 6,000, and then we dipped all the way back down to, what was that, 79,000. So that was a pretty big dip if we remember that a couple months ago. Now we reached a new all-time high. What did even fuel this all-time high going up to 126? I can't even remember, but now we're experiencing that kind of dip too going back. So can we do another one of these? But again, we need the news to do it. And as of today, what I'm going to be covering, it doesn't seem like we have it, but there's been so many mixed predictions going on, still saying like, let's wait for December, let's do this. So again, like it's still day by day. I'm still waiting out till the end of December to see how quarter 4 truly does end. We're in November. We still got a month. A lot can happen. We've seen Bitcoin move like just like alone and move down $30,000, $40,000 within a month's time. And so it can go back up just as fast. So again, I'm just expecting until the end of the year. I want to see what quarter 4 is going to look like. Some people are taking strategies already. Yesterday, we covered that article, that one whale who literally liquidated his entire 1.3 billion starting in October, and because of retail fear. So retail is still being shaken out, but I still think institutions are still talking about it. So let's see what we got in the news. Like right now, like what are some like decisions that could cause a price increase? Well, it looks like the odds of a Fed rate cut coming in December just jumped to 70%. I think it was at 30% beforehand that it was not going to happen, but literally within the last like 24 hours, we have a high chance that that could happen. So this is still bullish news on Bitcoin's price because, yeah, when they cut the rates, it just makes it more incentivized for people to invest. And so this is kind of bullish news if this does take place. So it's not a big catalyst mover, but it could happen. But then we got some negative news. It's like a good, bad, and all in between today. But JP Morgan says strategy could face billions in outflows if the MSCI and other major indices remove it. So this was kind of a negative news article, but Michael Saylor did chime into that response on the MSCI index matter. He said that strategy is not a fund, it's not a trust, and it's not a holding company. We're a publicly traded operating company with a $500 million software business and a unique treasury strategy that uses Bitcoin as a productive capital. Now, this year alone, we've completed 5 public offerings of digital credit securities. We have the STRK, STRF, STRD, STRC, and STRE, representing over $7.7 billion in notion value. Now, we also launched Stretch, a revolutionary Bitcoin-backed treasury credit instrument that provides variable monthly USD yield to the institutions and retail investors. And then funds and trust passively hold assets holding companies sit on investments, recreate structure, issue, operate. Our team is building a new kind of enterprise and a Bitcoin-backed structure finance company with the ability to innovate in both capital markets and software. No passive vehicle or holding companies could do what we're doing. Now, the index classification doesn't define us. Our strategy is long-term. Our conviction in Bitcoin is unwavering, and our mission remains unchanged to build the world's first digital monetary institution on a foundation of sound money and financial innovation. So, yeah. So he is not like scared about this at all. Like even if they did remove him from the MSCI, then they're still going to do the same thing. They're still going to acquire more Bitcoin. And again, if this is the bear market, he's going to buy the dips. This is what he's always done since 2020. If we go up, then all of this FUD news just kind of goes away, and it was just noise right there. So again, like he's not worried about it, even if he does get taken away. Michael's strategy is building something completely new, just like all of us here at the Crypto Club are all Bitcoin Ben Real Adventures. Everything Bitcoin Ben's doing is revolutionary, and like we got to build it. You heard him on the show today. It's like we can't go the old traditional route. That doesn't work. So if you want to succeed, you got to build it. And that's what Michael Saylor is doing. Now let's actually talk about what happened to the price. So like, why is market going down? Is this a Black Friday sell? Let's buy the dip. Or are we in the bear market? We got to try to think of a new strategy. But why does today feel like a full-scale market meltdown? Well, crypto charts are deep red. $2 billion in longs have been liquidated, and Bitcoin has crashed to a multi-year oversold levels. Now here's why today feels like a real crypto Black Friday. So the entire crypto market is drowning in red today, with Bitcoin collapsing toward the $80,000 region and altcoins hitting multi-year lows. Over $2 billion in long positions have been wiped out in the past 24 hours. ETF outflows are accelerating, and fear is exploding across social platforms, and it really is. If you are looking at the charts and thinking, this looks like a crypto Black Friday, you're not alone, because today's market action matches every signature of a full-scale capitalization event. So let's break down why today feels like a crypto Black Friday sell using the latest data, tweets, and liquidation numbers and price charts. So first up, we got $2 billion in longs have been liquidated, a classic Black Friday flush. So your attached screenshot showed $2 billion in liquidations 24 hours. The longs were wiped out across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and every major altcoin fear-driven cascade. So this was a tweet. I can tell from the post of how it's written. But when this type of liquidation wall hits the market, everything becomes a falling knife. So this is exactly the kind of event historically labeled Black Friday in the crypto space. Sudden, violent, and indiscriminate. Now, today's data mirrors May 2021 China mining ban. So yeah, so it kind of relates to that. Also kind of correlates to the 2022 FTX collapse, and as well as the March 2020 COVID crash. So this is the same structure. Forced selling plus panic equals vertical red candle. So it's true. It's like all the news we keep getting and what it feels like. Now, 2, Bitcoin crashes to $80,000, the lowest RSI in 2.5 years. So the Bitcoin chart you shared shows the RSI at its lowest level in over 2.5 years. MACD printing is at its lowest reading ever recorded, and BTC touching $80,961 in the intraday. Now, this extreme's oversold territory, the kind that you only see during deep macro shocks or a major liquidation. Now, crypto Black Friday day is defined again by violent downside, multi-year indicators that are bottoming, and a psychological breaking point that today we just check all 3 of those boxes, literally. Now, 3, every chart is red. Altcoins at a multi-year low. Yeah, my altcoins are pretty low right now, but they're not dipping any further. I think my portfolio was at like 9,000 at one time, and then now it's at 4,000. So it's down $5,000, but it hasn't been dipping any lower since then, because I've been sitting at that price where I think, since the end of October. But altcoins are printing 5-year lows right now, according to the tweet in your screenshot, right? Ethereum's at -10%, XRP is -9%, Binance -3%, and then we got Sol, AVAX, ADA, Dodge with heavy losses. Now, when altcoins crater harder than Bitcoin, it signals a full risk-off behavior, especially from institutions, and that's exactly what's happening today. Now, 4, BlackRock deposits millions of BTC and ETH into Coinbase. I'll cover an article after this post about, we'll go into more about it, but there is $350 million in Bitcoin deposited and $117 million in ETH deposited, all from BlackRock to Coinbase Prime. Now, big players are sending funds to exchanges, usually means position adjustments, hedging, liquidity provisions, potential selling, which is usually fear for the retail market out there. Or yet, retail sees these inflows as panic intensifies, more selling, deeper crash, and this accelerates the Black Friday effect. So when retail people, short-term sellers see this news, they're going, oh, I got to try to get out before them again, which causes more panic selling and a deeper crash. And then we're getting news on ETF outflows, which hit a 5-year low. Every news is a sell the news right now. So ETF showing a massive outflow, altcoins at a 5-year low, and stock market is showing weakness. So we have had ETF outflows over several days, confirming that institutions are not stepping in to catch the falling knife. And that is exactly what deepens the panic and driven the crash. Now, we did just see that tweet on the Fed rate cut. Odds jumped to 70%, but market doesn't care about this right now, and it really doesn't happen until like after it actually takes place. So if we do get that rate cut, like the effect of it won't be seen until probably like January 2026. So, And then let's see, we also have social sentiment and pure capitalization right now. So yeah, talk about the social media side of it all. So the final screenshot says it's Mr. President, we're not feeling good. Crypto Twitter is panicking, screaming, posting memes, calling the bottom, watching everything go red. Now this psychological washout is always present during major Black Friday events. But what's next? Will crypto recover after this Black Friday? Well, historically, yes, but not immediately. So here's what we need to watch out for. If Bitcoin reclaims 82,000 and 85,000, then market may stabilize. But if it loses that $80,000 mark, then the next target zone a lot of people will be looking at is $72,000 to $75,000 per Bitcoin, so previous all-time high levels. Now, altcoins will continue bleeding until Bitcoin forms a real bottom. ETF outflows must reverse before confidence returns, and the RSI plus MACD signals show we are near a macro bottom. Now, this may be a start of recovery, but only if cascading liquidations stop. So we need, liquidations to stop, and plus all of these just to really take place for any change to happen. So really, if you're wondering why the markets were red today, these were all the little events taking place. But again, for long-term holders, we're not fearful, but this is really the short-term people who got in. This meme always comes out when prices dip low, and then people are just still trying to hold strong and kind of laugh through it. But if you can't handle the big drops, you don't deserve the big gain. So all that huge line of people going into 126,000 price range, they were buying the top, hoping for those just quick gains right then and there. But then when we get to these prices, they lost conviction. They lost hope. It's do you not believe Bitcoin's going to go back up? It's for those of us long-term holders in this space, and when we just buy the dips, doesn't matter what the price is, it's when you're in it long enough, you realize that the price will go up, and we experiencing these dips here, but if you can hold it and really believe that this is going to go where it is, and a lot of us in this space, even myself, believe Bitcoin is going to be world changing, and it already is, then it's you got no fear with these dips that happen. So again, which line are you in? Are you in this one for the short-term trades? Are you going to be the person going in here, taking advantage of the Black Friday sell, buying the dip? Could it go lower? Yeah, it could go lower. But it shouldn't matter. Be like Michael Saylor. He just keeps buying the dip every single time. He always posts something about it. Where's his buying charts? Let's see. Where are you? I know you always post it, Michael. Where is it? Oh, here he goes. So the big week. So here's their buying points. It doesn't matter when it's high. If it goes low, MicroStrategy keeps buying. And that's how you should do it. And they're going to be fine in the long run. People the negative naysayers always like to point out, it's uh-oh, he's down this much. They probably want to fire Saylor now. He's making some bad calls, but they're looking at the short-term game, not the long-term, like Michael said. We have a long-term vision. So when you're looking at the short-term, let them say whatever they want. Let them scare the markets. We have a goal. We know where we're going. But that is our Black Friday dump sell news. But let's continue it on a little bit more. So let's go deeper into the BlackRock's dumping 348 million Bitcoin and 117 million ETH into Coinbase. So this did cause Bitcoin crash to go below 81,000. There was probably some other events that took place too, like we were seeing. But BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, dumped more Bitcoin and Ethereum from its exchange-traded fund on Friday. And as a result, Bitcoin's price tanked below 81,000, extending the 24-hour drop to 10%. Now, this comes after the U.S.-listed spot Bitcoin ETF saw the second biggest outflow of $903 million. Now, the broader crypto market has erased more than 1.3 trillion since October amid extreme fear and sentiment. Now, BlackRock moves Bitcoin and Ethereum to Coinbase. According to on-chain data, platforms look on-chain data shows that BlackRock deposited 4,198 Bitcoin, worth almost $348 million, to Coinbase's crypto exchange. And then this triggered further selling to tank Bitcoin's price below 81,000. In addition, BlackRock also deposited 43,237 Ethereum valued at $117 million into Coinbase. Now, ETH's price tumbled to $2,645 as the asset management firm sold ETH, extending the 24-hour drop. And then here is all of the BlackRock's movements, like you can see here on chain. BlackRock IBIT Bitcoin ETF went to Coinbase Prime deposit. So we just seeing all these transactions going over there. But a few days ago, BlackRock dumped Bitcoin worth $523 million, and this was the largest net negative notional flow in the history of IBIT. Now, the sentiment among investors continues to fall as BlackRock has kept trimming its Bitcoin and ETH holdings recently. And according to CoinGlass data, the crypto market saw $2.22 billion in crypto liquidations over the last 24 hours. Now, over 414,000 traders got liquidated, with the largest single liquidation order occurring on Hyperliquid, a BTC USD value, at $36.78 million. Now, analysts claim that the renewed risk-off sentiment and tech stock selling as key drivers for massive liquidations, and the crypto market has fallen into extreme fear, reflecting a sharp drop in risk appetite. Now, Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETFs saw record outflows. According to the Farsight Investors data, spot Bitcoin ETFs in the United States recorded $903.2 million in net outflow on Thursday, and this was the second largest outflow until now, following the $1.11 billion outflow recorded on February 25th, 2025, as the Coin Republic reported. Now, BlackRock's IBIT saw the most outflow of $355.5 million. This was followed by Grayscale's GBTC and Fidelity's FBTC with $199.4 million and $190.4 outflows respectively. Now, spot Ethereum ETF saw $261 million in net outflows. This was the 8th consecutive sell-off, dragging ETH price lower. And BlackRock's ETHA led with $122 million in outflows, and Fidelity recorded the $90.5 million in outflows. So just so much outflow news, which is definitely causing price. So in order for prices to change, we need the sentiment from the institutions to start flowing back in again, because again, if they're sending it out, that's just causing panic and fear in the retail, so the little guys' minds going, like they have no faith in it anymore, so we got to get out. So it's a lot of sell the news is what we're getting. But Bitcoin and ETH prices are under extreme selling pressure. So Bitcoin's price tumbled below 81,000 after BlackRock sold more of its Bitcoin holdings at the time of writing. The price went down 9% at $83,864. Now, the 24-hour low and high were 80,659 and 91,572. Respectively, trading volume has climbed by 56% over the last 24 hours, indicating a rise in interest among traders. But Bitcoin's price has tumbled below the $81,000 mark after BlackRock sold more of its holdings. Now, Bitcoin's realized losses have climbed to levels last seen during FTX's collapse. At present, short-term holders are driving the crypto market crash. So again, these are short-term holders, and they're selling low, which I don't know why. That's like the biggest mistake in crypto investment, just investments in general. You don't buy high and then sell low. It's like you just don't do that. So short-term traders, why are you selling? But again, we still getting continued news on Ethereum's price tumbling to 26,000. And let's see, the last 24-hour low was 2,064 for Ethereum. And yeah, so literally BlackRock caused the part of the scare with the markets out there. But again, all the markets everywhere, social media, ETF outflows, just all this stuff is contributing to the fact that Bitcoin is dipping. And again, is it just a sell or is it the bear market time? So like nobody knows like what the true bottom is going to be. Nobody knows what the high is going to be. So when we were at that $126,000 mark, we didn't know that was the top of it. We could have thought, we were still thinking it was going to go to 150. There was so much news, but then all of a sudden a lock and change in 24 hours. So just big players shaking up the market, scaring the little guy, and just wanting you to not have Bitcoin. Really, that's like the whole gameplay of the elites. They don't want little guys to have any Bitcoin. They want to be in control of it all. So they're trying to scare you out of it. and try to make you forget about what Bitcoin's true value actually is. You can actually send digital currency value over the internet with no middleman telling you, saying, oh, that's okay to spend. So that's why we're in Bitcoin. Like we're just tired of the oversight and like big banks saying, you can't buy that, or hey, what's this for? And asking 1,000 questions. We're in Bitcoin because we don't want to deal with that anymore. So Bitcoin does have that value for people say there's no value at all. Having the ability to do something without a middleman, that is huge value. So if they don't see that as valuable, that's on them. And again, there'll be like this person in line, probably buying high and just selling low and just not going anywhere with their investments. But that is, yeah, so what happened with BlackRock? And let's see, should I end it here before we go into it? Is this bullish news now? Do I have rest of the thing, or yeah, that was kind of all the bearish news I have. So let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back with some bullish news, or kind of bullish news, I guess, at least showing that like the institutions and the government, they're still not done with crypto. So when we get back, we're talking about the SEC's December roundtable to explore crypto privacy and financial surveillance. So they're still discussing and looking at crypto. They're not done. So we're still evolving and innovating on a higher government level. So I'll be right back after these commercial messages.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine, Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.
And we are back. So yeah, welcome back to the show, guys. We're covering all the news and what's going on in the crypto space. We just went over all the FUD news, why prices down, is it a Black Friday sale? Now let's also continue on with the news. But first up, I was always like browsing some Twitter, see if anything else popped up in the news. But Randy Hipper, aka Miss Team Crypto, always says it correctly too as well. She said that they want to see you quit. They want you to stop pushing yourself. Truth is, they intimidated by you and your potential because you might outshine them. Bring the light and don't let anyone dim it. Again, like the elites, again, how I was saying before, they don't want you to be successful. They don't want you to have Bitcoin. They want you to have the freedom to do it. So they're intimidating and going to try to shake you out of it. Just keep holding strong. Don't just, if you do want to take out some of your Bitcoin, don't take it all out. At least always hold some of it. But just like keep holding strong because this is the tool to give you the potential to outshine them. So thank you for those words, Randy. And then also I want to say thank you to everyone who did come out to the Bitcoin Ben Friendsgiving event we had yesterday. It was a fun event. We had lots of food. So some of you guys who don't have any place to go for Thanksgiving, it was a fun day. Here's some photos of there. So all of us here, we had a great time. Tons of food, laughter, great talk. Yeah, we had tons of turkey stuffing. It was a Friendsgiving. So thank you everyone for coming out. Yes, last night. We truly do appreciate you guys. And yeah, and speaking of appreciation, again, like we do have new prices. Everyone's always talking about like, oh, I want to be a part of the programs, but it is too pricey. Let me see if I can pull up our new prices. Hold on, let me see. Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. And the wording's still being changed right now, so bear with us on this, on how these programs actually work right now. So yeah, we do have new pricing here at the Crypto Club. So the virtual membership is actually our programs membership, so I'm going to change that to programs. It's only $4.99 now, and now you gain access to all of our programs. So if you were ever wondering to be a part of like the home to hodl, confidential bulk purchases, loans for Bitcoin. Like, you now have access to these programs for just $4.99 a month. That makes you a member of the club and active and access to those programs. It doesn't give you access to the club, the one-on-one consultations or crypto classes. But hey, if you're not near a crypto club near you, and it's like, hey, you know what, I know enough, but I do want to take advantage of those confidential bulk purchases. Now it's just $5 to be really a part of it, and that is, like, again, a monthly membership because it's the program's membership level. And then for all of our current members out there, this is good news for you because we now reduce the pricing. So it's kind of like a sell now, like a thank you for being like just with us. So like, we have reduced our pricing from $49.99 now down to $29.99 a month. This is our classic, so everything still stay the same. You bring 2 guests with you, but must be different guests. But hey, if you want to bring the same person, that's where the premium membership comes in. Now you don't have to worry about bringing a different person every single time that comes with you. If you want to bring like your wife, a friend, just to come with you every single time, you can with our premium membership. And then our corporate membership, for some clubs out there, we actually have office space. That gives you an extra feature for our corporate members. So yeah, we've been making some changes here at the club. So if you want to take advantage of the programs, give us a call at 941-413-8080 or go to bitcoinben.io. Camera's getting a little blurry. Boom. There we go. Not really. Hold on, come on, camera. Boom. There we go. So yeah, so if you want to take advantage of our programs, take a look at our website now, because again, we made some changes. We want to make it easier for all of you guys getting access to these amazing programs that just not the public really does not have access to. Because where else can you get? I'm really going to always push the confidential bulk purchases. Everywhere else you got to buy crypto is either like out an exchange. I know it's really just at an exchange. That's how you get it, and you got to do the KYC. So you got to give your license, your social, all your identity. But we have the confidential side where we can purchase it for you, and no middleman's actually needed there. And so it's a weekly bulk purchase. And if you want more information, again, go to bitcoinben.io, give us a call, and again, join the membership, the program's membership, for just $4.99, and we'll give you access to it. But that's the updates going on with the crypto club. And again, thank you for coming out to Friendsgiving. Let's talk about now the SEC's December roundtable. So they're going to be focusing on privacy coins now. And who was actually talking about? Like, there's a lot of talk about privacy. Like, we're going to be covering how the Winklevoss twins bet on Zcash privacy to combat AI threat. And even for those of you who like Andrew Tate out there, he believes crypto will recover with the privacy at its core. So it's a good thing the SEC is talking about it. So let's go over this article here about what specifically they'll be discussing about here. So the US SEC's Crypto Task Force has scheduled a roundtable discussion focused on privacy and financial surveillance. In December, the timing is notable as interest in privacy has surged across the crypto industry amidst the growing adoption of privacy-focused tools and a surge in interest of privacy-focused coins. Now, the roundtable is set for December 15th. The event will be webcast, and the details on the agenda and the panelists will be released soon. Now, leaders from the crypto industry and the SEC officials will discuss the challenges and possible solutions to it. Now, the growing interest in privacy has taken the spotlight in crypto discussions driven by several high-profile cases, including the verdict from Tornado Cash developer Roman Storm and the sentencing of Samurai Wallet developer. Now, legal experts say that the verdict in the Storm trial and other cases targeting open-source developers who built non-custodial privacy-focused tools sends a troubling message about the future of privacy tech in the US. Now, many argue that these prosecutions are meant to discourage developers from creating privacy-protected technologies. Now, privacy coins have had a rally, kind of. I think Zcash has been the only one really rallying it during this bear market. But there has also been a notable surge in privacy-focused token prices over the past few months. Zcash, a privacy-focused coin, has been one of the strongest performers this year. Despite the recent crypto market slump, it had surged to as high as $700 and is currently trading at $600. And that is up 130% over the past 30 days. So even with everything else dipping, like, Zcash has been going up. Now, the needs for privacy. A16 State of Crypto reports that 2025 highlights the need for privacy is more urgent than ever as crypto becomes more mainstream. Now, Google searches for crypto privacy has surged in 2025. Zcash's shielded pool neared 4 million ZEC, and Railgun's private transactions volume passed 200 million a month. And here is that tweet from showing their research on this, like, mainstream users are looking at the privacy coins right now. Now, the Ethereum Foundation launched a dedicated privacy team Praxos team up with Alio to create a private and compliant stablecoin, and OFAC lifted sanctions on decentralized privacy's protocol. Now, Tornado Cash, the trend is expected to gain even more momentum in the years ahead as crypto continues to go mainstream. Moreover, the zero-knowledge and succession proof systems are rapidly evolving from academic research into critical infrastructure. They are now built into rollups, compliance tools, and even major web platforms. And the SEC roundtable comes at a crucial moment, and it is also highlighting that the SEC's growing focus on privacy and evolving crypto landscape. So so the SEC is really they got to talk about privacy coins. Like we talked about stable coins and structures there. Now we need to talk about, we have the privacy sector because there's so many different areas in crypto. You had AI, you got privacy, you got decentralized exchanges, you got gaming. So they're just going to be, I believe, the SEC is going to be having roundtable talks eventually about all these topics. But right now, the big narrative is privacy. So they're trying to get ahead of that and just have some discussions how are we going to play this game? Because right now, I think the latest one was the Tornado Cash developers lawsuit or trial. What did he do again? But I think he was sentenced to 4 years because he created a decentralized app. So is it kind of them shaking him out, or with that lawsuit, was that the big guys up top kind of shaking out the rest of the world, the developers saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be building or creating these apps out there, otherwise we're come after you"? It's it seems really brute force So no, we're still going to be building no matter what the decision comes with it, because again, we're here to change the future, and if we need some privacy coins, we're going to build it. But that's what the SEC is going to be discussing this coming December when that comes in. Now let's continue on with the privacy coins, and let's talk about Winklevoss twins bet on Zcash's privacy to combat AI threats. So Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss are betting on privacy protocols, gaining major traction as AI continues to grow at an exponential rate. So the year is 2025, and it will go down as the year of digital asset treasury companies. Michael Saylor's strategy and Tom Lee's BitMine have forged ahead with Bitcoin and Ethereum-based strategies, while a handful of alternatives, the DATs, have grabbed headlines. Now, Zcash, the privacy protocol born out of a hard fork of the Bitcoin codebase in 2016, has been one of the big winners in 2025. Prominent industry advocates have been touting the importance of privacy-preserving cryptocurrencies, and Zcash has been the outright winner in terms of percentage and price gains. Now, it seems like it was only a matter of time before the ecosystem welcomed Zcash, DAT, and the Winklevoss twins beat competitors to the mark. Now, the Gemini co-founders announced the launch of Cypherpunk, which has raised $100 million to acquire ZEC for its treasury. Tyler Winklevoss said that the company aims to accumulate up to 5% of the circulating Zcash supply to date. Now, Cypherpunk holds 233,644 ZEC tokens. Now, speaking exclusively to Cointelegraph during the Bitcoin Amsterdam conference, the Winklevoss twins said that their newly found focus on privacy was driven by significant advancements in artificial intelligence over the past 2 years. They say that we're huge fans of Bitcoin, we're hodlers, and of course, I'll say huge fans of Zcash, which we view as encrypted Bitcoin. Bitcoin is where you store your value, and Zcash is where you transact or spend your value. And so we launched a DAT for Zcash, and we're really dedicated to privacy and self-sovereignty this week to help mainstream these ideas, Tyler Winklevoss said. Now, the catalyst for Bitcoin was very much the financial crisis of 2008, and the catalyst for privacy is the dawn of the age of AI. Now, Tyler Winklevoss remains convinced that Bitcoin and Zcash will coexist and complement each other in the years to come, and Bitcoin could potentially add significant privacy functions by adopting various OP code changes. But the twins said that Zcash could act as the privacy layer for transactions, while Bitcoin would continue to serve as an unrivaled digital store of value. He said that, "I think the current world works with Bitcoin and Zcash, and ideally Bitcoin would have added privacy in the early days, and maybe it will. I think a lot of cryptos are going to be adding privacy in over time, and Bitcoin really proved out the concept of decentralization and non-government money in a big way. But there's more work to be done," said Tyler Winklevoss. Now, let's talk about Cypherpunk's cypherpunk is back in vogue. So while there has been overwhelming support for Zcash on X, critics have remained skeptical about the newfound fervor for the cryptocurrency, or they're trying to say the newfound fever for cryptocurrency. That sounds more correct. But the protocol has been live since 2016, and some continue to question the narrative being pushed by major industry figures. Now, Cameron Winklevoss said that they had been bullish on Zcash since its inception 9 years ago, while admitting that the protocol has hit a new inflection point in 2025, similar to what Bitcoin has experienced at various points in its 16 years of life. Now, Bitcoin had a couple of different inflection points along the way. I think the first one we experienced was the bail-in of Cyprus in 2013 that sent Bitcoin up, I think, over $100 in a very short period of the time. Now, I think the world took notice all of a sudden, and the evolution of AI is now creating a similar situation for privacy protocols, with Zcash hitting its own inflection point in recent months. Now, Tyler Winklevoss said developers and advocates involved in the Zcash movement are growing increasingly positive about its future, and the people who are excited about Zcash are also OG Bitcoiners and cypherpunks, who were there in the early days. Now, Zuku Wilcox, being one of the founders of Zcash, is an OG cypherpunk, and I think it was just a matter of time, he said. Now, crypto is not a zero-sum game. The Winklevoss twins are renowned as two of the earliest adopters of Bitcoin on Wall Street. According to 2013, the twins purchased 100,000 Bitcoin, which was valued at around $11 million. With Bitcoin trading around $120 per coin, it was a significant bet on the long-term potential of the preeminent cryptocurrency. Now, in hindsight, it will go down as a life-changing decision for the brothers. However, unlike other earlier Bitcoin OGs who remained true to Bitcoin and denounced all other cryptocurrencies, the Winklevoss twins have had more open minds to the myriad of protocols and tokens that have come to exist in Bitcoin's wake. They say that we don't view this as a zero-sum game where the pie is fixed and Bitcoin is obviously gold 2.0 and it's the soundest money in the world. But when Ethereum came along and started working on innovating programmability, which I thought was really cool, Bitcoin didn't want to do that, Cameron said. Now, I don't think that it's taken away from Bitcoin's it's not taking anything away from Bitcoin. If it brings in people into the space, let's say engineers who want to work on smart contracts in Ethereum, who weren't excited about it with Bitcoin, then that's really positive, because once you buy Ethereum, well, then you're one step closer to buying Bitcoin, he added, because it's true. Basically, once you have Ethereum, it's like, boom, you're one step closer. If you actually want a Bitcoin, you don't need to actually deal with the fiat side of getting on it. It's like, I got Ethereum, let me just trade that over for Bitcoin. Boom, done. So they're really just one step closer to making it that much easier. So it is positive, and I agree with them. Now, the result is an evolution that continues to help the industry innovate and the utility that solves pressing problems in the past. They said that Bitcoin obviously is innovated with proof of work, Ethereum is innovative with programmability, and now Zcash with privacy. I like that innovation. I like to see that happen, and I think all of it grows the whole pie, including the Bitcoin pie. And so, so Winklevoss twins are in on Zcash, and so again, privacy is like a big narrative right now. Again, hence why we have the SEC going to be talking about privacy and what they're going to do. Winklevoss made a great bet back in 2013, OGs, and at least they're not maxis, so they agree that they like how Bitcoin and Ethereum were created. And again, it just opens the eyes to more people to get on board with blockchain technology. And as well as we might not see a crypto recovery until privacy is at its core. So these changes right now and everything working is just all coming in play. So that is our privacy coin news. Now let's talk about, what else do we have for you? So much news going on. Let's see. No, not the big news or anything, nothing price changing, anything like that. But there's still a lot of news happening. Now let's talk about some exchanges right now. Let's see. It looks like Coinbase buys Vector.fund to boost Solana trading access. So, interesting. So Coinbase buys Vector.fund to expand Solana trading and advance its everything exchange vision as crypto M&A hit record highs in 2025. Now, Coinbase has moved deeper into Solana markets as it confirmed plans to buy Vector.fund in a year marked by heavy acquisition activity. The company continues to accelerate its strategy to broaden access to decentralized trading, and now sets its focus on Solana's fast-growing ecosystem through the Vector.fund deal. Now, according to the report by Fortune, the acquisition supports Coinbase's effort to position its main app as a universal trading gateway. It also reflects the company's attempt to capture rising demand for meme coin trading and high-speed decentralization. Because a lot of these new meme coins that came in Solana, not Ethereum. The last crypto cycle we had in 2021 to 2022, that was all Ethereum and like those memes going on there. But 2024 to now where we're at for this cycle, it was all Solana. We had Pumped Off Fun. We had, was Pumped Off Fun the video streaming platform too, where like the creators of the tokens can be online live, but then there was also a bunch of other issues with that one. Was that Pumped Off Fun? I think it was. But everything was starting being created on Solana. So it kind of makes sense that Coinbase wants to tap into it. But Coinbase is building toward an everything exchange. We begin, like, I think they just got, what's that one lady? Was it from JP Morgan? Was it from, they just hired some lady for her team to help build this everything exchange. But Max Bronsberg, Coinbase's vice president of product management, said the company wants users to trade any asset they prefer. He explained that Coinbase aims to create an app that supports broad asset access. Moreover, he stated that Vector.Fund's technology strengthens that mission. The platform hosts a community that tracks trading behavior and follows market trends across Solana, and Coinbase intends to link this activity to its main interface. Hence, users can explore more tokens through decentralized channels. Now, the company will integrate parts of Vector.Fund's system into its existing infrastructure, and Coinbase will discontinue the standalone Vector.Fund app. And additionally, it will bring the platform's team of 13 into its product organization, and this shift helps Coinbase speed up its decentralized trading roadmap and scale Solana's support faster. Now again, but Coinbase is a centralized exchange, let's never forget that, and they are dipping into the decentralized trading app, so they're still, if you're using their platform, most likely it's going to be centralized unless you use their base wallet app, or we got to wait and see how this app's going to look. Or is it going to be like a self-custody wallet? Well, you need a KYC to use it. Is it just going to go on the exchange? So there's still more questions and just uncertainty for what we know about how this is going to play out. But Coinbase is a centralized company, a centralized entity, and they're trying to just give you some more DeFi options in there. So centralized can use some DeFi stuff. They just can't really control the entire system of the DeFi space. But it has been a busy year for crypto and M&A. Coinbase continues to dominate crypto deal making in 2025. The company recorded 9 purchases this year, signaling a clear jump in activity. It acquired Deerbit in May in a $2.9 billion agreement. It also bought Echo in October for $375 million. Besides that, Coinbase examined a potential deal with BVNK at a $2 billion valuation, although both companies eventually walked away. Now, significantly, market conditions encourage larger acquisitions across the sector, and data from Architect Partners showed more than $10 billion in crypto M&A volume during the third quarter. Now, the total market is a new record. Ripple purchased GT Treasury for $1 billion, while Kraken committed $1.5 billion to acquire NinjaTrader. Consequently, the landscape now reflects a wave of companies unifying technology, talent, and liquidity. Now, this kind of is, this was just exchange news, but this is kind of bullish news for the market. I say that because, again, it's not like the negative bearish news we get when we see exchanges are shrinking. They got to cut costs. They're laying off employees. They're doing this. But this is kind of this is opposite of that. They're buying Vector.Fund. They're going to close down the app, but they're integrating that technology into the system they got already. So they're still making improvements. They're spending money to do this, and they've acquired Deerbit as well for the company. So they're still building. They're still growing. So until we got a news on actually Coinbase is laying off people, then it's really bearish. So again, markets can go any way still right now. It's a mixed review. I had one article that was talking about everything we're seeing right now is totally mixed. Let's see, where was it? I know it was a Cointelegraph article. There's Winklevoss, meme coins, RWA. Right here is this one right here. Traders eye Bitcoin bull bear tug of war and the plan to and the tug war plan. So it's a tug war right now. There's mixed reviews going on. We got bullish news, we have a buttload of bearish news going on. So where this market can go, it's still up in the air. We got to wait and see. So some people go technical analysis charts. They look for the 50-day average, which I need to pull up TradingView to start looking at that. But again, this little dip right now, where we at still? We're still at 83. So no, we went to 85. Oh, look at that. So we're kind of making a little rebuttal. So let's see if we can shake it up, because usually when we have fast downturns, that's a nice sign to move a little bit, move up in the direction just as fast. So cool. Bitcoin's at 85 right now. But yeah, so this was totally a bullish news article, and I love seeing that. So that was just one exchange news article for you. Another article we have is Binance Japan is integrating PayPay amid increased Buffett exposure to Japanese stocks. So yeah, let's talk about this integration. Like, what is PayPay? So Binance Japan has launched a new service for users to buy and sell cryptocurrencies using PayPay Money and PayPay Points, announced earlier Friday morning. So according to the crypto exchange's Japanese affiliate, users within the country can now transact on Binance Japan's spot trading platform on mobile and web to purchase digital assets directly using PayPay Money, the popular Japanese digital wallet service. Now, the new Binance Pay integration for Japanese users, Binance Japan feed says that the new service let people trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with minimum transactions of 1,000 yen. Now, there are no fees for deposits. However, there is a small cost of 110 yen for withdrawals, and PayPay's upper limits are 1 million yen per day and 2 million yen every 30 days. Now, these are the Japanese posts out there announcing it, but Changpeng Zhao, Binance's founder, said on X that it will make accessing crypto in Japan easier and with lower fees, while encouraging developers in the country to build with Binance. Now, Zhao also confirmed the new integration was in a pipeline months ago, but the deal took some time to materialize as many things were going in the background. And here is CZ with PayPay. Nice. Now, the use of service on mobile devices, users must download the latest Binance Japan app version, iOS v3.6.2, or if you're an Android user over in Japan, it's v3.6.4 or higher. So work with the system. Now, identity verification for both Binance Japan and PayPay is required. And when using the product for the first time, traders need to click the Add Assets button on the app homepage and select Purchase with PayPay to enable account integration. The service applies solely to spot trading transactions and does not include order books, exchanges, or simple earn programs. Now, Japanese business and Warren Buffett holdings draw record inflows. Binance's growth in Japan comes on the heels of Buffett's interest in the country. According to a recent report from ASX ETF provider Global X, investors funneled a record $6 billion into ETFs in October, surpassing the previous high of $5.8 billion set in July. And total inflows for 2025 are on track to reach $50 billion, seemingly exceeding the $31 billion record set in 2024. So I guess it's just showing us, like, around the world, like, ETFs, like, it took a while for US to get ETFs in our space. And right now the US ETFs are doing outflows, but it looks like in Japan, we still got record inflows coming in there. So very nice. But during that month, Australian investors contributed $167 million in Japanese equities amid a backdrop of bullish investor settlements, institutional crypto interests, and corporate positioning from the U.S. companies like BlackRock and Berkshire Hathaway. Now, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has also added its exposure to Japanese trading houses, and the total value of 5 major Japanese companies in which Berkshire holds stakes has climbed to $31 billion as the end of October, an exponential increase from the initial $6.3 billion disclosed in 2020 during Buffett's 90th birthday. Now, the 5 companies in Berkshire's Japanese portfolio are Itochu Corp. and Marubeni Corp., Mitsubishi Corp., Mitsui & Co., and Sumitomo Corp. Mitsubishi reported in August that Berkshire's stake has increased from 10.2% from the 9.7% early in March. Now, Cryptopolitan has not found any details on other holdings, but the stakes in Itochu, Marubeni, and Sumitomo may also have exceeded 10%, owing to showing how Buffett's company has been on an Asia market buying spree. Now, Buffett had told the companies at first that the Berkshire would not own more than 10% of them without their approval. However, in February shareholder letters, he noted that the firms agreed to moderately relax ceiling for Berkshire's ownership. Now, crypto ETF listings to start trade in Japan. Asian news outlet Nikkei said that the SBI Holdings is working with US-based asset manager AllianceBernstein to start Japan's first company, and that only manages actively managed exchange-traded funds. How did I get to Buffett? I started reading this article. I was like, wait a minute, am I still in the same article right now? Because at first we were talking about BitPay. Oh, whoa, what happened to my camera? Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, but yeah, so it's like, what happened to, like, I was like going through this article. It's like, wait a minute, how do we get talking about Buffett? And it's like, wait a minute, the whole title was PayPay integrates with Binance Pay, increased Buffett exposure. So that's why we started talking about Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, and all those stuff out there. But yeah, so they've been increasing their Buffett has been increasing its stake in Japanese firms out there as we see their holdings, and they've increased to 10%. So yeah, so with Binance integrating PayPay, it looks like we're getting some increased exposure over there. So very cool. But that is basically all the news I have for you. Did I have any other really news? It's getting late. Don't want to go over it to exceed too much time, but there was also prediction market Kalshi valuation jumps to $11 billion after a reported $1 billion raise. So again, the surge follows months of rapid trading growth and key leaderships reshaping the U.S. market. So we don't really need to go over this article. I was just trying to find some news for you guys, but we've had plenty of news talking from the bearish moments to some bullish moments for how markets could change and whatnot. And let's take a look too. Let's see, is there any more crypto Twitter news? Let's take a quick little browse. Welcome to X. Let's go. Yeah, X has been having some issues this morning, I've noticed. If you probably guys have too. Let's see, connect. What? Yeah, see, like, I'm still getting issues with X, so I can't pull up any new X news for you. But let's take a look at our crypto fear and greed index. Let's take a quick refresher. We are in extreme fear at 11. So people are so fearful. Is this the bottom? We're holding 85. So again, one of those articles with technical analysis said that Bitcoin goes below $80,000, then expect like we're be seeing like $72,000, $75,000 levels. But hey, if we can hold this, then we could start making our way back up. So again, just keep watching the market, guys. Buy the dip, don't buy the dip. Just don't get rid of all your Bitcoin if you do get shaken out. Because again, you don't want to be in no corner in the space. Because I'm still a believer that like we may see one day where it's so hard to get Bitcoin. Like prices just go completely up. It's not on the exchanges anymore. They're putting holds on it. They allow you to buy it but can't move it. So like I feel we will see that day. I don't know when that day is going to come. Could it be this year? Could it be in 10 years? I don't know, but I just don't want to be that trader who goes back and forth from Bitcoin in a stable coin. And then at one point when it's in a stable coin, I can't get my Bitcoin back. Because the final goal is I want to keep increasing my Bitcoin holding just forever. I want to be like Sailor, Strategy, and all the big players out there. So, hey guys, you can follow me, you can follow Strategy. Just again, like, keep hodling strong. Like, don't get shaken out. Just understand like why you're in the space. It's like, yeah, we're going to make money in the future, but again, we're in Bitcoin to be self-sovereign. We want to be in control of our money. We don't want to be reliant about middlemen anymore and big banks controlling how we can spend, use, or whatever with our money. It's like we want to just be in full control again. We're tired of all the control that's been going on. So again, just always go back to Bitcoin, learn about it, keep learning, like understand what makes it like the greatest digital asset in the world. Like if you don't know about anything with Bitcoin, that's a good place to start. Actually, no, a good place to start. I always start off with money, understand the money. So I would recommend reading the book, The Fiat Standard. And then once you're done with that, lead into the Bitcoin Standard. 2 great books everybody should read on their crypto journey. But everybody have an awesome Friday and weekend. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Everyone have a great time. And I will be back on Monday with some more crypto news for you and hopefully some bullish news because I want to see the markets back in green. I want to be back up at 90. So I'm sure we all do. I want to be back over 100. I want to be in the all-time highs again. And we all want that. But I will be back with more news and let you know what's going on in the space. So everyone take care. Have a great week. Love you guys.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.